Oh, we might as well intro this fucking video right here because we are in it, dude. Ericjanicki back here with another video. We got my boy, I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Austin Keel. Online, I'm Austin BVI.
Austin Keel, remember the name? Because dude's about to be the next huge thing in fitness. Dude, first of all, show him your quad. That shit's crazy, bro. So, this dude has some of the biggest legs. This dude's over 6'3". I usually train with people who are shorter than me, so I don't really like that he's taller than me, but hey, we'll let it go for today. But this guy is a software engineer, just graduated from UCLA, rugby player, and just generally one of the fucking craziest physiques I've ever seen in person. So if you're not following this guy already, make sure you'll follow this guy. We're gonna be running you guys through a full leg day. We're already about 2 sets in. Already got some crazy blood flow here. So we're about to fucking get some crazy pumps today. We're gonna show you guys some new exercises. Without further ado, let's get this fucking workout. 8 to 10.
Yeah.
With a really good negative and pause at that bottom. Get to that 8 to 10. Get a few big breaths. We're drive through some past failure reps. So for you guys who haven't trained with me before, a lot of what I do is predicated on time under tension, range of motion, and trying to get to that maximal failure points within a safe protocol. So right now we got 7 plates on each side. Realistically speaking, and not to pipe myself up, if we put 14 plates on each side, I could do it, but the form wouldn't look like this, the depth wouldn't look like this. So I'm gonna focus more on range of motion, depth, and getting to those 1-2 reps in reserve and focusing more on intensity over weight. So what we're gonna do is at 8 to 10 with tempo, get to that point, then we're gonna fuck up some faster reps at the end of the set. So kind of a pre-exhaust exhaust. So without further ado, let's fucking do some leg press reps. 1 cue, lock your hands in. Use your hands to pull your butt down through the seat. It's gonna really help you to maintain structural integrity through keeping your lower back down and not letting your back roll off as you get deep in these reps. Knees are gonna track out slightly to clear my upper body. Let's go. 1.
Good rep.
4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. All right, so now we hit those 10 tempo reps. We're gonna fire through some faster reps. So fatigue is built up, hypoxicity is there. So now these past failure reps are gonna feel like garbage. Whew. Let's go, hit it.
Let's go. Yup. Easy. There it is. Good set.
Fuck that, dude. Ow. You're not training like that. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Slow. Pause. Drive. Money. Two. Three. Great control. 4. 5. 6. Dig. 7. 8. Let's go, 2 more. Let's go. 9. Slow. Good, 10 to 15 seconds, breathe. Breathe, breathe. Big breaths. Big breaths. Let's go. Let's go, 5 to 8. Three. Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Woo! That is ass.
How are you feeling right now?
Oh, like my fucking quads is about to pop, bro.
Jesus Christ. All right, walk our viewers through what happened to that right quad, because that thing's looking crazy.
The quads are asymmetrical if you look at it. This leg, I tore my right ACL when I was 10 years old. So when you're 10, you can't do the ACL replacement surgeries that you usually do. You can't do hamstring, can't do cadaver, can't do patella, or they couldn't at least when I had done it. So what they did is an IT band replacement, where they cut out part of my IT band and use it for the ACL. So when they cut the IT band, it split the fascia of the muscle. So the fascia is like a shrink wrap that goes around the outside of the muscle. If you look at this one, it's packed in tight. This one doesn't have that fascia on it to pack it in. So it just bubbles out, and that's what it looks like underneath. So if you were to cut the fascia off of this one, it would look the same. If I cut the fascia off my bicep, it would also bubble out. So that asymmetry there is from that surgery. But it still functions the same. They're the same strength, everything else is the same. Just looks different.
Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. I learned something new today. So
yeah. Well, not many people in the world had that surgery. I was like one of the first 10 people to get it. Wow. It was like almost an experiment at the time. Like I had to do paperwork every year after, like a big book of paperwork saying, is everything still working? And I'm like, yeah, because they were basically like trading a cheaper surgery for basically using my data.
Yeah.
So.
He's gonna send a picture in like 3 years at Mr. Olympia, like, yeah, it's working still. All right, we're gonna do Bulgarian splits next on the Smith. I kind of like the Smith over, let's say, barbell, because it provides more control. So I like to do a lot of range of motion and tempo. So it allows me to almost push back against the bar because it's on the track. You get a lot of stretch through my quad. So I almost push like down, and you'll see I push like down and back into the pad, so I can get more knee flexion and get more stretch to my quadricep, which is gonna essentially more range of motion, more stretch mediated hypertrophy, and just more motor recruitment overall, slow to fast twitch muscle fibers. I like to use the sissy squat because it's got that rounded pad on it. You guys can use the bench too. But the other thing with the sissy squat, I can set up higher because I'm taller and get more depth. So I haven't tried this out yet in terms of distance, but let's see how this feels. So front foot, kind of right in front of the sissy squat, back leg kind of resting. One big mistake I see people make is I'll push the toe back into the bench, rest the top of your foot on there. It's gonna be so much better in terms of this overall engagement. It's a good warm-up set, trying to get good blood flow. Probably one hot, too high. So you want it high enough that you can get the knee almost through the floor, but not so high that you feel like you're almost about to fall off there towards the bottom of the route. I'm going for sets of 12, 10 to 12, that was set of 12. It's a good warm-up activation set. Woo! Is there?
Yeah, that was good.
How do you like that as compared to setting up on a normal bench?
I like that a lot more actually. The normal bench, my ankle has so much force on it. This, it's a lot more natural because it rolls with you as you go through the range of motion. So
if you guys have a sissy squat at your gym, you can repurpose it. When I'm feeling like your ankle or something weird, when all you want to do is feel the contraction in the right place, it's really distracting. So really find ways to make your exercises more efficient, especially for you ergonomically. And us being so tall, the bench also is being too short for us. If you're trying to go full-time in fitness, what would you tell somebody else who's like I was, stuck in a corporate job, and you want to start your own thing in fitness? What are some of your biggest recommendations?
Yeah, I'd say start before you quit.
Yeah.
Start creating the content before you quit. Build up a bit of a following, build up a bit of a brand behind yourself. Have a vision for what you want as your end goal, and get 30% of the way there while you have the stability of an income, so that when you leave, there's not this enormous pressure to pay your rent, to do all this other stuff. Have a little bit of a bankroll set up, a little bit of money in the bank so that you have a few months where you can pay your rent if things are slow. Kind of set yourself up so that transition, the only thing you have to worry about is your business, your content, your stuff, and not how am I gonna survive. So set yourself up for several months or a year before and build up that content, build up that network, build up those camera skills, get the equipment you need, scale that up so that when you leave, everything's in place except for the schedule of being able to film morning till night. And when you do leave, which I haven't done yet, but stick to a schedule and don't just sit around all day now that you don't have someone else giving you that 9 to 5 schedule.
Yeah, you have to have just as much organization. And I had the same experience as him. working in finance out of school for a couple years and wanting to do something in fitness. I started building my social media. I got my first like in-person clients on the weekend while I was still working my finance job. So I literally knew the minute I left, I could replace my income that same day. I wouldn't be living hand to mouth. So I'd highly recommend that. If you guys are thinking about doing this, also, you wanna make sure you actually wanna do this, because some people start doing the content, trying to like stay consistent, they realize they don't even like it. So make sure that it's within your personality type. You have to be able to turn on for the camera and be entertaining and be charismatic and build something that's specific to you. So there's a lot of big dudes, a lot of handsome guys. How are you planning on differentiating yourself from all the other kind of social media influencers in the game that are also big, muscular, handsome?
Yeah, I mean, just sticking true to my interests and what I like doing is the main thing. It's like I feel like there's a lot of replicas of the same kind of personality. So if you can go in and kind of keep what makes you you, and the reason why people followed you in the first place, rather than seeing what someone else is doing and try and replicate exactly that, you know what I mean? I think that will help people that followed a similar path to you or come from a similar place to you. So me being from like a small island or somewhere, like there's a lot of people that didn't grow up in LA or a place where they have access to a fitness scene or something like that. So kind of like cutting that path yourself and then helping other people see how they can kind of go from whatever situation they're in, whether it's a 9-to-5 or a small town or a place without as much opportunity, how to get to whatever they want to get to, you know what I mean? And like really being generous with your knowledge, your time, helping pull everybody else up with you. That's my idea of
100%.
what being successful is once you can help other people get to that same place.
All boats rise in high tide. Remember that. Like if you start to become successful, fucking make time for people that you know could benefit. Like everybody at this gym knows me. I'll work out with them. You have 0 followers, 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, 10 million followers, because I truly want to give value to the people that are ready to receive it. So if you can live by that, continue to as you grow, your life's gonna be so much more fruitful, because I personally know a lot of influencers who don't do that. So, and you can tell they're not in the best place mentally. So I think there's definitely a correlation there.
And then like, you remember the people that helped you on the way up. So like for me, Barbell Brigade, when I had no following at all, they would put me in videos, sending me stuff, like helping like guide me on how to do what I wanted to do. So it's like now that I have a bit of a following and stuff, I promote their shit for free all the time. I'll shoot for them for free all the time. Like I'm happy to help them. So like, and like Eric, for example, much bigger following than I have, he reached out to me. I was like, hey, you want to get some work in together? Like you remember those people that reached down to you or like are willing to help you when they're not necessarily in a position to like gain more from it than you would, you know what I mean? And so like, if you can do that for other people, like, and keep that chain going forward, it's the right way to kind of go about business, in my opinion.
100%. Let's get back into this shit, even though I don't want to. All right, so these, doing GHDs with good time and attention, big stretch at the bottom, really focusing on hamstring development. Hamstring's something I really need to bring up this off season, so I'm gonna try to hit it different angles, different exercises. Always good time and attention with these. I'm trying to really reach underneath, get a huge stretch to the hamstring at the bottom, dig up, quarter-second squeeze at the top, super slow negative, trying to really release through the hamstrings. 15, 20 reps. Let's go, bro. Last set of these. Come on. Big hands, big hands. You already have a bigger hands. Yeah, dude. Bro, it's like get the fuck off me. Seriously, it's like when you get to that point, the burn is so crazy, you're just like, get off. But by any means necessary, just get the fuck off. Because you feel like you literally won't be able to get out of the last rep. That's like the feeling you get. Like I might not be able to get out unless I drop this thing right now.
Yeah, no, I have people comment on videos every once in a while if I drop a shoulder press or something. They're like, I like this until you drop the weight. I'm like, bro, like you try taking 3 times what you can curl and like lowering it slowly to the fucking ground. Like, you know, rip your bicep off the bone.
And these actually aren't microphones. These are a life alert. Keep an eye out for us, dude, because it's getting serious. We're almost like, he's about to puke, about to pass out, but we wouldn't have it any other way. Oh, we were seated hamstring curls now. We're both trying to bring up our hamstrings because we got little fairy hamstrings. Realistically, our hams are pretty big, but for us, you have to like be realistic with yourself and see where you're lagging, because if you think every single body part is legendary, you're never really gonna like actually build your physique in a way that makes sense. Because if you have like huge arms and you hit arms 3 days a week, like you're just gonna become more imbalanced. So for me, hamstrings is like the #1 focus of my off season. So that's why we did those GHDs, which are very hamstring focused. Now we're gonna do seated ham. What I had them do is actually push down. So right now I already have tension at the top of my rep. I'm not hitting the stack right now, even with my hamstring, my legs basically in this fully straightened position. What that helps me to do is get that full range of motion at the top of my rep. Now I'm gonna dig underneath. Squeeze the bottom of the rep. Slow on that eccentric. Big stretch at the top of my rep. By locking in here, it's gonna help me keep the impetus in my hamstrings and out of my lower back. So I can keep that nice posture. Stretch at the top, squeeze underneath. Go to failure with those negatives and hit 5 to 6 explosive reps.
You want to show them what you mean about the pushing that thing down?
Yeah, so there you go. You want to click, make sure that clicks in. There you go. Slow on the negative, slow on the negative. Control, control. Drive. Yeah. You're training the brain. Let's go, I'll help you do some force reps. Let's go. Let's go, 2 more. Last one. Nice. And on that, I got you.
I'm stuck, bro. Everything in my body is just like tense.
Yep. All right, we're gonna go holds on the peak contraction here. Hitting some quads now that we've really drilled into the hams. So what we're gonna do is drive up, fast up, hold for 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, slow on the eccentric. Dig underneath, drive. Hold, 2, 3, 2. Hold, 2, 3, 3.
It looks crazier on camera.
I know. 2, 3, 4. Looks crazy in real fucking life. 2, 3, 2 more. 4, 5. Woo-wee.
That pump is no joke. That's why he looks like that.
Slow negative, slow negative. One more big hold, and I'm gonna help you through the burnouts. Rest at the bottom all the way, rest. Keep the quads in, rest. Rest, 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 rest. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. At 0, we're gonna hit 10 burnout reps. I'm gonna help you through them all the way, full reps.
Yeah.
Fast reps, fast for 10. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna hit some standing calves. We're gonna hit some different variances on the ankle or the heel position. So some heel on and some heel out. We're gonna start neutral. Let's get some really good stretch. So calves, biggest thing for me is that really good stretch at the bottom of the reps. You wanna open it up, milk that stretch up, and then squeeze the top. Really good stretch. Drive up, hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that peak contraction. We absolutely murdered that workout. Don't ask us why we're shirtless. Just be on the lookout for a sick Instagram intro for this workout. But I wanted to hear, what were your thoughts on this type of training? I know you do a lot more strength focused. So what do you think of training more like big range of motion, lots of time under tension? How'd you like it?
Yeah, it's very different. The pump is a lot better than when I work out for sure. I mostly train explosion, so super fast, explosive movement up, kind of controlled down, but nothing near 4 to 6 seconds, which is what we're doing today. My legs are literally shaking right now. If you look at my quad, like I'm absolutely toast. And I love feeling like that after a fucking leg day. So I enjoyed it.
That was legendary. So if you guys are not following this guy, I'll put his Instagram link in the description. Go follow him. He's gonna be the next big thing in fitness. Super nice guy, very, very intelligent. Do you do YouTube yet?
Yeah.
All right, so definitely subscribe to him on YouTube as well. We'll definitely be doing some more collabs. I know he wants to do some upper body with me because he's so leg dominant, so it'd be fun to do some videos here in the future. Without further ado, guys, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please do. I love you all. See you in the next video.